Hi, this week's hybrid hack has to do with how you view your screens while you are teaching in your classroom and Zooming with students at home and presenting to students at school. So one of the things that I have found really helpful, because I like to be able to see my Hilltoppers at home at all times, um, is to do what's called extending your screen. So what you can see right now over in my iPad view is the screen, and right now what is on my laptop screen in front of me is also what's behind me on my projector screen. But there is a setting in your display settings that allows you to do what's called extending the screen. So what you have to do in order to get there is to go into your Windows. And I apologize that I don't know how to do this for Mac users. So I would refer all of you to a seasoned Mac user for instructions on how to do this. Though I think Mac users tend to think that they know everything, so maybe you already have this figured out. Sorry. So in the Windows, there is the settings gear. And when you bring up the settings, it will allow you some options here. What you're going to find this in is the system and in the display menu. So in the display right now, I have what's called duplicate these displays. And what I want to do is click this multiple displays drop down and choose the option that says extend these displays. So I'm going to keep those changes, and what you may have noticed happen on my iPad view, which is the screen behind me, is that now it looks like just my desktop. So what is essentially happening is I have what's in front of me on my laptop as one view, and anything that I push over into my other view will show up on the screen behind me. So let's just pretend that I want to share my screen with the students at home. I would select screen 2. So anything that I push up onto my overhead screen for the students at home, the students here in school will also be able to see that. Now what has happened is it's minimized my Zoom window, but as long as I'm in gallery view, I can extend this little window to accommodate all of the little thumbnail prints of all of my students at home. So I can have this gallery view of my students at home while I am projecting something. So if I go to a PowerPoint, and again, this is on my laptop screen now, but you don't see it on my extended display. And what I want to do is start this presentation. So I will go up here and click start. And now because I'm on extended display, it's defaulting to this view where it's going to push the current slide up to my projector, but I still have my students here on my laptop screen. So I can again adjust this, and I can use my mouse to advance through that presentation. And all you do to get something from your home screen up onto the screen that is behind me is basically drag it out of my laptop screen to the right, and anything that I drag out will show up on the screen behind me. So if I stop my screen share in my Zoom and minimize this screen, and I'm going to end my slideshow so I can show you how this works. If I wanted to, for instance, push my Zoom screen up there, I would just grab it like this and drag it out and then up into the window behind me. So now I can see it up here, and I can control it with my mouse, or I can drag it back into this window and keep it here. So I'm essentially operating two different screens all from my laptop, which allows me to have more things open while I'm teaching. It allows me to see my students at home if I'm sharing my screen and presenting something to the students here, and still maintain that connection with my students at home. So I hope that's helpful to some of you who maybe have been struggling with the fact that you only have this one screen to do all of those things. It does take a little bit of practice to get used to pushing things off of your laptop screen onto the screen behind you. But once you remember that it's just, dragging things to the right and then kind of looking at that screen behind you and using your mouse to manipulate those things, it really does make a big difference in terms of what you're able to manage and navigate while you're teaching in a Zoom. So I hope that's helpful. Thanks.